Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another tutorial, and if you can't already tell, it's of a cat makeup. So continuing with my tutorials for Halloween, I'm going to be doing this makeup look for if you're dressing up as a cat, or if you're not one for dressing up but you want to do something, you could just do something simple on the face like this, and then maybe get those little cat ear headbands, something simple like that. So it's really straightforward to do. It's just like this winged liner, making it nice and pointed in the inner corner, a little bit of shading on the eye, then you just have the nose and the lip, and then some whiskers if you choose, or you can just leave it as little dots. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I added them in the end. And then you can go with whatever kind of colour you want, depending on whatever you're wearing or what you want to do. I just went with pink. So I hope you like the look, and I hope you enjoy the video, and let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply my base, and for my foundation I'm using e.l.f.'s Flawless Finish Foundation, and the shade I have is in Sand, and I'm applying that with the Real Techniques stippling brush. For my concealer I'm using NYX's Full Coverage Concealer in Beige, and I'm using a Real Techniques shading brush to apply that. I'm going to set that with my e.l.f. pressed powder. I'm then going to use MAC's Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm going to place that all over my lids just to knock out any extra colouring or pigment, to just give a clean blank canvas for the eyes. So for the eyes we're just going to try and give it a more cat-like shape and a more uplifted shape. So for my shadows, what I'm going to do is apply some highlighter on the inner corner here to accentuate that corner, and then I'll be using darker shades on the outer corner but a bit higher up, just to draw the eye upwards. So I'm going to be using my Naked Basics palette, and I'm going to take the Venus shade here, which is the only slightly shimmery shade. I'm just going to pop that around the tear duct area. I'm covering just a slightly larger area than I normally would, because I'm going to be applying some liner down in that corner as well, so I still want this to show through. So yeah, I'm just making sure that when the liner goes over that you'll still be able to see that colour. So I've just brought that along next to the tear duct and just under the tear duct as well, just to draw the eye a little bit more downwards on the inner corner. Then for my lid shade I'm taking WOS, or Walk of Shame, and this is just a pale peachy pink colour. And I'm running that over the lid, concentrating it mostly on the inner half. I'm also going to take that and run it just under the brow. Then I'm taking Naked 2, and this is like a light taupey brown colour. I'm just placing that on the outer say third of the eye, third or half of the eye. Then I'm switching brushes, and I'm taking a blending brush, but I'm still using that same shade, the Naked 2, and I'm going to use it as a transitional colour, which means it's going to be a shadow to help our crease colour blend out. So if you place a crease colour in the crease, then your transitional shade is a little bit higher, just to help it blend out and to make a softer gradient. So I'm using Naked 2 for that, because it's a nice light neutral shade. So I've already applied it to this eye, and you might be able to see the difference there. There's just a slight bit of shading just above the crease there. So I'm going to do the same on this eye, and I'm concentrating it on the outer corner. So I'm having the most of the colour here, but also blending it back and forwards to give it a softer look. But we want the eye to be drawn upwards, so we want the colour to go that way too. Now, still using my blending brush, I'm moving into Faint, which is this darker brown here. And I'm going to mimic that same sort of shape, so concentrating the colour on the outer corner, and I'm going to be buffing that into the crease. So moving backwards and forwards right into the fold of the crease, but then blending up a little bit further on the outer corner. I'm also just pulling it slightly down onto the lid just to join it up. Okay, so now that I have the shadows done, I'm moving on to the liner, and I'm going to be using a gel liner. And for this you're going to want to use a brush that allows you to be fairly precise, because you want to get a nice fine point on the inner corner and a nice wing on the outer corner. So for me, I'm going to be using my favourite thin angled brush. And I'm just going to start by lining my top lash line with a very thin line. And also bring it right down to the tear duct. So I have my lash line done, and before I build on that I'm going to do the same with the other eye. So now I'm going to do the little point in the inner corner. So you want the line to just look like it just continues down past the tear duct. And then joins up again with the lower waterline. So you almost create like a little triangle, and then you can fill it in. So now that I have that whole eye lined, I'm going to catch up on this eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've lined all around both my eyes, and I just sharpened up the points on my inner corners. And now I'm going to do the wing for the outer corners, and I'm going to cut this bit out as well because I do wings slightly different than maybe most people, because my creases come down right down to the corner of my eye, so they get in the way of where the wing would be. So if you'd like to see how I do that, then I'll leave a link somewhere here and also down below in the information bar. So I'll just create my wings and then I'll be back again. Then for lashes, then I'm going to be applying some corner lashes, which are these number 307s. They don't have like a brand on them. And these will just accentuate the outer corner of my lashes and just help give that uplifted winged shape. So I have one of those lashes on here, and you might be able to just see the difference. It just really accentuates that wing shape. So you just place it on the outer half. Just get the outer corner where you want, and then the inner corner where you want. And bam! Lovely winged lashes. So now I'm going to fill in my brows, and I'm going to use Faint, which is the dark colour, the dark brown from the Naked Basics palette. And I'm just using that on a crown angled brush. Then moving on to blush, and I'm going to use MAC's Pink Swoon, which is a nice bright pink. I've just remembered I forgot to tightline, so I'm going to go back to the eyes for a quick second with my gel liner and just apply that liner to the upper waterline. And this just makes sure that it's nice and black and you don't get any of that skin colour showing through. It just shows through under the lashes. And moving on, I'm going to take a black pencil liner, and this one is from Rimmel, and I'm going to do the outline of the nose shape. Roundy shape over like the ball of the nose, and then you want to slightly curve it out just over the nostril, so it's like you're just colouring in the very tip of the nose. And then you just want to bring it down over the nostril and then cut it back in, so you're not coming the whole way down because you want it to be like a small little cat nose. And colour in. And then you want to bring it down in the middle of the nose here, and then do a straight line down onto the cupid's bow. I'm actually going to switch to my brush for this, it just lets me get a straighter line. And then once you have that, outline the cupid's bow of your lips. Switch back to my pencil. Just slightly overdrawn mine there. And and then carry it down. I'm just going to do the dots around here for the whiskers. And then I'm trying to decide about whether to actually draw on the whiskers. I'm going to leave it for now and then come back to it. So I'm going to continue on to the lips, and I'm going to do a pink lip. That's what I decided to do. You could do a red lip, whatever colour you want really. But I'm just going to do pink for today. So I'm going to fill in the rest of my lips with this pink liner. This is Ben Nye's Super Pink. When I get up to the black, I'm just lining right under it, and then I'm wiping off the pencil by just turning it against my skin, and that just gets any of the black that got on this off it, so that when you go back in you're not drawing black on it. And I'm just going to go over that with the lipstick. This is Barium's 146. Totally leave it like this. I'm just going to see what it's like with drawing actual whiskers on, and I'm going to use Urban Decay's Mushroom. So rather than going in with black, I think that might be just a little bit harsh. This is like kind of a grey colour, so we'll see what that's like. Adding a few extra dots in over here. So there you have the finished cat makeup look. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up by clicking the like button that's down below. Also leave any comments with any of your comments, questions or requests. What else? Oh, you can also find me on Twitter and Facebook. My username is Realm of Makeup on both of those. Yeah, so thanks so much for watching. I really hope this was helpful or just enjoyable to watch, and I will see you in a later video. Bye!